Why, hello there, everybody. It is I, your boy, H Boy. And today, what am I going to be doing? I'll tell you what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing a kind of sequel to I don't know if you remember, I did that video where I talked about the difference between Wimpy Kid and Dork Diaries. You probably remember that. If you do remember that, great. If you don't remember that, then go watch that one. It's one of my more popular videos. Search under most popular, you'll find the one picture of me holding a white book. But if you've seen it, great. If you haven't seen it, then that's not my problem. Anyway, well, in the last time I talked about these two books, book series, not because they're multiple books, I talked about just them in general. However, today I'm going to be talking about something a little more specific. I'm going to be talking about who is a worse younger sibling. Is it Manny? See that little bucktooth alligator buckaroonie over there? Or is it Brianna, which is the one right beside her in this one? You see that? And here's the thing. I'm going to be talking about things they've done to annoy their older siblings, bad things they've done, good things they've done, redeemable qualities, terrible qualities, and my personal opinion. So, before I start, I know this might be unpopular, but I'm going to be blunt. Although Manny's bad, I personally think Brianna's a much worse younger sibling. I'm probably going to get burned for this, but I don't care. Let me get to the reasons why I think this. Let's start with Manny. Manny is a bit of he's a little selfish. However, the thing is, he's still pretty young, like he's younger, because according to the Dork Diaries fandom page, like let me get to you to the fandom page, Brianna's 6, while Manny is only 3. You see, it says right there. It says right there, age 6, occupation, kid. Don't know why I had to put that, but who cares? So he's younger, so he's still pretty dumb. So some of it is justifiable, but Brianna's like literally elementary school age, so she should know better. So that's the first thing. Now that I talked about why I think that, now let's talk into the more specific things, like specific things both of them have done. Let's start with property damage. Both of them have committed property damage. For example, what did Manny do? Manny shoved a cookie into the game system. Like, let me see if I can find a clip of that. Yeah, it was in the second Roderick Rules movie. What happens is Manny shoved a cookie in Greg's thing, and he tries to justify it by saying, I'm only 3. However, one thing, I gotta give him credit because he does apologize by giving Manny the tinfoil ball with toothpicks. I don't know if you remember the tinfoil ball with toothpicks. See if I can find a picture of it. No, I don't want the polished one. Let me see if I can find the one from the Wimpy Kid book. You probably remember the infamous spiky tinfoil ball with toothpicks hanging out of it. You see this one? So that's what he did in an attempt to justify his actions. Yes, it's stupid. Yes, it shouldn't do that. And I guess I'm an adult. And he says it looked dangerous. Now let's take Brianna. In one of the books, let me see if I can find that specific one. Not this one. Like it doesn't. Like the thing is, it doesn't happen. It doesn't happen in this book, but it does happen in the Ice Princess book. What happens is. See if I can find it. What happens is she cooks. Brianna and Nikki are cooking, making cookies together. However, Brianna messes with it and tries to burn the house down, which, if that would have happened, the parents would have gone the same way as the parents of Lemony Snicket, both of which died in a fire. Now, here's the thing. Well, Manny has also tried to kill his family. Like, I don't know if you remember when he completely knocked out all the power, which caused him to almost freeze to death. However, burning to death is probably worse than freezing to death, and burning the house down would leave the family homeless, even if they didn't die, which is 10 times worse. Like, let me see if I can find that scene. If I can find that scene, but you see, that's why I say that it's worse. So that's the first reason why I think it's worse. Okay, now we talked about that. Now let's talk about the play scene in Roderick Rules. What happened was Greg, what he did is he had a play of The Wizard of Oz, to which all Manny did was say Bubby, which, because he can't say brother, which embarrassed him. However, the thing is, although he embarrassed him, the play was good, but the only one that actually did, the play was ruined, but it wasn't ruined by Manny, it was ruined by Greg, who, as you remember, what did he do? I'll tell you what he did. He flat out decided to chuck a bunch of apples at Patty, and it just destroyed the play. However, what did Brianna do? Well, she went to a professional play, and what happened was she went to go see, it was called the Nutcracker. You know, the Nutcracker with the candy and desserts and whatnot? Of course you know the Nutcracker. Anyway, what happens in that one, if you don't remember, is she when she finds out everything's made out of candy and desserts, she gets all excited because she's a little girl and doesn't know any better. And then what happens is she sneaks onto the stage and she literally tries to eat the members. So she attempts to commit cannibalism. You gotta admit, Manny would never stoop to cannibalism. Because if Manny stooped to cannibalism, that would probably be the worst thing he did. Oh yeah, here, before I forget, here's the one where she tries to burn the house down. See, look, it says, like, let me show you right here what happened. If you go right here, watch. She said, I told her not to leave the oven on high, but she says Miss Penelope, because I don't know if you noticed she has that. I don't know if that's a glove or if it's drawn on her hand. It's called Miss Penelope. Kind of like I don't know if you remember Johnny Cheddar, the imaginary friend from Manny's imaginary friend. Now here's the thing about that one. The thing about that one is both of them involve someone to blaming it on an imaginary friend, but this one's a little less imaginary because it's actually physical. So she's blaming the other guy for nearly burning the house down. And what's worse is the first thing she does after this happened, she says your cooking stinks. Now here's the thing. Let's go back to the tinfoil ball incident. The tinfoil ball video game breaking incident from the Wimpy Kid book. If, let's say it was switched, and Brianna was the one who did the cookie instead of Manny, she probably, instead of saying I'm only 3 and trying to apologize, she probably would have said something along the lines of, oh, you didn't tell me, or like, she would have tried in some way to turn it over and end up putting the blame on Nikki, because that's the kind of sister she is. So she's not even apologetic. While Manny might be an idiot, at least he's apologetic. I do have to give you that. I don't care what people say, I will give him that, but then that's that. Okay, let's see. Anything else I have to say about him? Oh, here's another one. Both Manny and Brianna have ruined friendships. For example, in the book Diary of an Awesome Friendly Kid, you know, the Rowley version of the Wimpy Kid books, you know what happens is he tells the story about how Manny showed him his hiney and then ended up embarrassing him, and now he acts like it's a big secret and makes him uncomfortable. And he also ruined the sleepover by going into his a sleeping bag. However, both of those were accidental. Like, one, he just tried to keep himself warm, naive, whatever. And then in the second one, he just flat out didn't know what he was doing. He was just playing a joke. However, what Brianna does is she does it, but she does it a little more intentionally. And she doesn't just ruin friends, she also ruins romantic relationships. Like in one episode, one book, what happens is she goes up to, Brandon, which is Nikki's crush. And then what does he do? I'll tell her what she does. She goes up to him, and then she tells a whole story about how she's crusty-eyed and ugly and monstery and just got out of the shower. So, you see, she's pretty bad. She is pretty bad. I must admit, she's very bad. However, I gotta admit, her character design is very cute, though. Like, cuter than the bucktooth alligator. Let's take this picture. Let's start with this picture, because this picture of her is very cute. Look at that. What bam? That's not it. Let's show you two again. What bam? That not that one. Not that one. Not that one. This one. This one's very cute. You see that? And then there's this colored one on here, which is also pretty cute. So let me show you. Scroll down, scroll down. Now she looks like a little witty bitty baby in this one. It's still very cute. I don't know if it's fan made or legit, but it's very cute. However, so I have to say, she's so. Now that I've talked about that, now let me give you my final conclusions. Well, Manny's more evil. Oh, one last thing. Manny seems to only cause problems for his family. Like, when has there been a time Manny has caused a problem for someone outside of his family? Hardly ever. He did once cause a problem in his preschool, but other than that, not really. But all that really did was cause problems for his mother. But Brianna, she causes problems for everybody, such as in the play, and then for the classmates of Nikki, and then Nikki's friends, and then Nikki's crush, and then people at restaurants, such as in this specific scene where she's harassing the poor minimum wage burger employee. So you see, it's pretty terrible. That's what I'm saying. Everyone can say they hate Manny all they want, but I'm going to be honest with you, Brianna is way worse. I would prefer to have Manny as a sibling than Brianna. So anyway, that's your boy H boy talking about who's the worst younger sibling, and I will see you next time. Toodaloo.